Hello, a very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Temasek Polytechnic School of Applied Science Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science webinar. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Dr. Maisha. I'm the course chair for the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science. So in this webinar, we hope to share with you what you will be learning in the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science course, and also what are some of the activities that will be available for our students to participate in. We're also very happy today that we have with us our industry partner to share with us about the exciting internship and also the career opportunities that is available to our students and alumni upon graduation. We also have with us today our alumni and also our current year 3 student who will be sharing with all of us their experience in the diploma course. Okay, so let me now first introduce you to our panel of speakers. So with us today, we have Mr. Lester Rosales. He's the senior pharmacist at Guardian Health and Beauty. We have Mr. Leong Chi-ho, who is our alumni. He's currently a pharmacy technician in Woodlands Health Campus. Then we also have Fu Chuan Chen, who is our current year 3 student, and he's currently doing his internship in Abbott Manufacturing, Singapore. All right, so before I invite our speakers to do their sharing, let me very briefly share with you what the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science course is about. Okay, so the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science course is a broad-based curriculum that encompasses pharmacy practice, pharmaceutical manufacturing, and pharmaceutical analysis. Okay, so if your interest is in, is all about medicines, medications, and also you have strong interest in biology and chemistry, then this is one course that you may want to consider. So in the pharmacy practice aspect of the course, you'll be learning about how different medications can be used for the treatment of different disease conditions. You will also learn about drug dispensing, how prescriptions are processed, picking and packing of medication, and very importantly, how to counsel patients on the safe use of medication. In the pharmaceutical manufacturing and analysis aspect of the course, you will be learning how medications are being manufactured and tested under good current manufacturing practice to ensure their safety and quality, okay, before the drugs are being, before the drug reach patients and also the consumers. In this diploma course, we have 2 elective clusters, which our students will do in their 3rd year of study. For students who are very keen to further deepen their knowledge in the clinical aspect of the course, they can choose to specialize in the pharmacy practice elective cluster. Students who like to further their knowledge or who are keen to join the manufacturing industry, they may choose the pharmaceuticals and biologics elective cluster. Okay, so with the knowledge and skills that our students learned in the course, they can enjoy very rewarding and meaningful career as pharmacy technicians in hospitals and retail pharmacies. They can also join the leading pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical companies and take on a variety of job roles ranging from production technician, where they'll be involved in drug manufacturing, or they can take on roles such as quality assurance and quality control executive. They can also work in sales and marketing. Our students, our graduates, can also look forward to careers in the analytical and research laboratory, where they work as laboratory analysts or technicians. I also like to mention that our course is also aligned to the Ministry of Health competency standards for pharmacy technicians. Okay, so to start off the event, Mr. Rosales will be sharing with us about the career opportunities in the community pharmacy. So Mr. Rosales is a senior pharmacist with Guardian Health and Beauty. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science, Pharmacy with Honours from the National University of Singapore. So he's currently the pharmacist in charge of the Guardian Pharmacy Technician team and is involved in the recruitment, training, management and development of the pharmacy technicians in Guardian. May I invite Mr. Rosales to his sharing, please?
All right. Thank you very much for the introduction, Maisha. A very good afternoon, everyone tuning in today. Once again, my name is Roman, and I am a senior pharmacist in Guardian, the pharmacy technician team. I'm here to share on the possible career opportunities in the community pharmacy, especially in a retail community pharmacy chain, specifically Guardian Health and Beauty. So do allow me to tell you more about our company. Guardian was established in 1972 as a pharmacy And we have since expanded to provide numerous services, which not only focuses on health, but also on beauty and personal care as well. We are now the largest pharmacy retail chain in Singapore, with the largest network of health and beauty stores, with over 100 stores and over 70 pharmacies. And as a pharmacist and a pharmacy technician in the community setting, like Guardian, it makes us one of the most accessible healthcare professionals, as we are conveniently located in the neighborhood residential areas, major shopping centers, and malls, and even at some MRT stations. So what does a pharmacy technician play in Guardian? What's the role of a PT? So as a PT, the main role is to assist the pharmacist in the daily operations of the pharmacy to ensure that everything runs smoothly. So this will include, but not limited to, preparing and dispensing pharmacy and prescription-only medicines. So when PTs work with our pharmacists, they are involved in receiving the prescription, assessing its validity, assessing the patient for, let's say, drug allergies, other medical conditions, or if they are on they have other medication. And then they key it into our system, they pick and pack the medicines, and then dispense it to the patients, and then counsel them accordingly on the proper and safe use of the medicine. So it's essentially a full work. And they are also heavily involved in providing telepharmacy services. So sometimes there might not be any pharmacist on duty. So if in the absence of a pharmacist, the PTs are able to run the dispensary and dispense medicines and medical advice via telepharmacy. So if you've not heard what telepharmacy is before, it is essentially a way for a patient or a customer to obtain the medicines or medical advice that they need via a video call, even when the pharmacist is not physically present. So the PT can help with the assessment, the recommendation, and the processing of the request via telepharmacy. So if you walk into any of our Guardian stores and there's no pharmacist on duty, the PT can still connect you to a pharmacist in another store, and you can still get the medicines that you need. Another thing that the PTs are involved in will be the management of minor ailments and some long-term medical conditions. So they can answer queries on the proper and safe use of the over-the-counter medicines. For example, if you have cough, cold, or flu, or mild fever, you can come to the pharmacy and the PT can recommend and counsel the customers and the patients on how to use them. And in terms of long-term conditions, the PTs can also guide the customers on how to manage their blood pressure by using a blood pressure monitor, or monitor their blood sugar by using the glucometers that are available in the pharmacy as well. Aside from that, the PTs are also involved in promoting good health and community outreach. So for example, if you come in and then looking for health supplements or on how to keep healthy, the PTs can counsel you on that as well and provide non-pharmacological advice on how to manage your symptoms or your ailments. And we do provide smoking cessation counseling services too, which some of the PTs may be involved. For example, we can sign up patients or customers with the iQuit program, which is a tie-up with HPD. They can also distribute FIT kit, or the fecal immunochemical test kit, which detects blood in the stool sample. So basically for colorectal cancer assessment. And also we do provide diabetes risk assessment and install glucose monitoring services as well. And more recently, we do have a tie-up with public health institutions with the prescription drop-off, where patients from SGH can drop off their prescriptions in Guardian, and we can help to place an order for the medicines to be delivered to their home, or it can also be picked up in some of our Guardian outlets. So aside from that, our PTs are also involved in the operations of the store, mainly in inventory control, ordering, receiving stock, maintaining healthy levels of the inventory, stock taking once in a while, and expiry check. And as a retail business, it is important for them to provide customer service. So this is a very big part of our industry, providing care to the customers and patients, managing customers' expectations, and meeting customers' needs. And as a retail business, there are also sales targets, and business targets to achieve. So what's interesting and challenging about this role of a pharmacy technician in the community is basically because you play two main roles. So you basically wear two hats. First, as a healthcare professional, and second, as a retail executive. As a healthcare professional, as I mentioned earlier, you provide advice in managing the patient's conditions, um, in whether it's minor ailments or chronic conditions, counseling patients on the safe and proper use of medicine, and also guiding patients on what to do to prevent chronic diseases and promote health in the community, like the health supplements or non-pharmacological advice. And secondly, as a retail executive, we will learn about operations management, the daily store operations, people management, inventory management, understanding supply and demand, ordering, receiving, and merchandising, customer service and recovery, basically understanding customers' needs and interactions with the patients and customers on a daily basis, and with our suppliers as well. And of course, business management and how to execute promotions, meeting the sales targets, understanding pricing and customer purchasing patterns. So these are the things that a pharmacy technician in the community will be involved in. And I think one piece of advice that I can give, especially to those who are still thinking of what to do when you join the poly, is to choose a diploma or a course that you are passionate about and interested in. Because this is important in sustaining you through your years, not just in studying, but when you are working as well. And if you are interested in healthcare sciences and you have a passion in having a direct impact and making a difference in your patient or your customer's life, then the role as a PT in the community is for you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Rosales, for your sharing. I think the pharmacy technician job scope in the retail pharmacy as well as in the hospital pharmacy is very different. So later on, we'll have our alumni who will be sharing more, about his, his job role in the hospital pharmacy. And also, I think it's interesting to also hear that, besides the healthcare professional role, the pharmacy technician in the retail pharmacy will also need to work in a retail setting, and so they also work, the job scope of a retail executive. Okay. Also, thank you so much for the advice given to the prospective students. Okay, so the Q&A platform is now open for questions. If you have any questions for any of our speakers or for myself, please post your questions using the QR code, which you will be seeing on this screen. Okay, so the QR code. If you have any questions, you may post your questions. Yeah, so this is the QR code for the pigeonhole. Okay, so our speakers will still be here for for this entire webinar. So if you have any questions for our speakers, please feel free to post your questions. Next up, let's before we invite our next two speakers to do their sharing, let's take a look at a short video prepared by our current students. Thank you.
Hey, that looks familiar. What are you looking at?
Just some poly courses.
Really? What courses are you looking at?
Well, actually I'm looking at the same course as you, Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science.
Really? But why?
Well, because you shared so many interesting experiences back when you were in this course, and I just wanted to know more about it. So can you tell me?
Sure, of course.
I remembered that in my first year, we studied foundation subjects like human anatomy and physiology, and basic pathology and immunology. It was cool to discover how the whole body and diseases are linked together.
So, do we need to study chemistry in this course?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, if you love chemistry, you'll love the course.
The knowledge of chemistry is essential in drug development and analysis, so it is important for us to learn chemistry.
I always wondered, what do you like most about this course?
Well, I'm all about the medicine.
In this course, you learn how medicines work in the body, their side effects, and how the body clears out these medicines too. So you get to master these key principles of drug action and clinical drug knowledge. And of course, not forgetting to learn about pharmaceutical legislation and marketing of medicines.
Oh yeah, another important skill you need to learn is how to effectively communicate with other patients.
You will get opportunities to practice your skills to counsel patients as a pharmacy technician. Our role is to educate and empower patients to take charge of their health. Besides being a pharmacy technician, students in this diploma can also be a lab analyst or a production technician, where they will apply the concepts of current good manufacturing practices to ensure that the manufactured medicines meet both the safety and quality standards. Subjects taught in the Pharmaceutical and Biologics Manufacturing cluster will allow students to broaden their skills in the manufacturing, sampling, and testing of pharmaceuticals.
So actually, I need to go already, but do you have any more questions?
No, I'm okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Bye, have fun doing your poly stuff.
Bye.
Okay, so I hope you found the video informative, and also the video gave you a glimpse of what students in the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science course will be learning in the course. Okay, so next up we have our PHS alumni, Chihov, to share about his experience after graduation. So Chihov graduated from the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science in 2017. Following graduation, he worked in Changi General Hospital as a PT, a pharmacy technician, for 2 years. He is currently in his second year with Woodlands Health Campus, the first integrated health campus in Woodlands. So the campus will be slated to open progressively in 2023. Chihov is involved in the setting up of the Woodlands Health Campus outpatient pharmacy automation system. So now let's welcome Chihov to share about his journey in PHS and after graduation from the course. Chihov, please.
Hi, thank you, Dr. Maisha. I'm Chihov. I'm from Malaysia. I just go according to how I started choosing TP and choosing PHS. I was inspired to be a forensic scientist after watching CSI when I was young. Yeah, and then TP was the only polytechnic with forensic as one of the elective cluster back then. Hence my first choice of diploma program in TP. Halfway through my academic journey, I realized that the demand for forensic scientists in Singapore is not very high. So I thought of the alternative. And then civil tsunami was a very serious issue back then, which government has to address by providing better healthcare to citizens. So pharmacy is the way out. Internship has further lit up my passion to be in healthcare, which is very both meaningful and fulfilling in my personal experience. Some of the important skills acquired from Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science happen to be the ones that we all thought they are not. Some of the core subjects are LEAP, career communication, and effective communication. Other than the relevant subjects to the industry, in my case, good dispensing practice, as well as current good manufacturing practice, because I do write standard operation procedure in my current job. Career comm and effective communication, these two core subjects help me a lot doing interviews and daily work with colleagues, as well as dispensing medication to patients. Do you know that not many interns from other polytechnic know how to write a cover letter and resume, which are important to do interview and in terms of job search or university. LEAP, on another hand, stimulates thinking and reflection on matters seriously, which I personally feel that it is important to grow and improve as a person. I have heard a lot from my best friend who is doing her degree in NTU right now after taking a gap year on how these valuable skills acquired from PHS are so important in uni as well. I personally feel that these skills I've acquired from Temasek Poly in Diploma of PHS has prepared us very well. It is my 4th year working as full-time pharmacy technician. I'm still thinking of what undergrad program I want to do. With a diploma, no doubt it is quite challenging and still fulfilling working as a pharmacy technician. There is pharmacy technician with degree in pharmaceutical science as well. I think getting into undergrad program right after diploma, it is alright so long as if you know what do you want to do in life. I am currently involved in pre-operation planning and as well as setting up for OPAS, Outpatient Pharmacy Automation System. In Woodlands Health Campus. And as of now, my focus will be taking better, thus greater opportunity to build my career portfolio, learn as much as possible, and gain experience while considering furthering my studies. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to my lecturers as well as tutors throughout my diploma. Some have left the school when I went back, and some are still around. My gratitude to them are equal because they are not just a healthy teacher and student relationship. They are here for me when I am in my version of rock bottom academically. I struggled back then in my year 2. Today, I'm still very proud to call them out loud as Cher when I see them in public. And of course, I thank my friends who stay throughout my diploma as well. The skills acquired, whether it is specialized in lab and analytical skills or soft skills, you may realize that the school can only cover this much, and there are more for you to explore in the workforce. Soft skill is the most valuable skills I've acquired throughout my diploma. I am glad that my diploma has set the foundation right for alumnus with CGPA of 2.9 like myself. I'm able to apply human anatomy and physiology, applied human physiology, basic pharmacology, pharmaceutical microbiology, and good dispensing practice in my job. Not to mention living under pharmaceutical legislation in my whole work life. The most rewarding thing I have gained in my job is a heartfelt thank you from my patients when they learn how to take their medication correctly and better managing their chronic conditions such as high blood pressure and high cholesterol level. And the most the most rewarding event is especially the salute to frontliner when I was deployed to help migrant worker in community care center in Expo. I sincerely hope that I've inspired some of you choosing this course and wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chiho, for your very heartwarming sharing. We always feel very nice when our students see us in course chill. All right, so I think something I want to also mention, I think, Chiho, I'm very glad to hear that a lot of the modules that you have done in school, not just the technical modules, but also the soft skill modules has played a very important role in your career. So just want to say the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science is a broad-based curriculum, and we not just equip our students with the important technical skills, but also very important in-demand transferable skills that allow our students to enjoy career opportunities in a diverse range of allied health professions, and also even careers beyond the pharmaceutical science industry. Okay, so thank you so much, Chiho. Our last speaker for today's webinar is Chuan Zhen. He's a current year 3 student in the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science who is current in the Pharmaceuticals and Biologics elective cluster. So Chuan Zhen joined the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science after completing the Polytechnic Foundation program in TP. He's a student leader and participates very actively throughout his 3 years in TP and takes the initiative to take part in numerous competitions and events to build his portfolio. Chuan Zhen is currently the president for the TP Sports Club, and he has also recently been awarded the prestigious Harvard Prize Book award that recognizes students whom have shown resilience against adversity and potential to serve as student service leaders. So Chuan Zhen is currently doing his internship in Abbott Manufacturing, and he'll be sharing with us why he chose this course and the various opportunities available in the course and in TP for students to participate in. Chuan Zhen, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Maisha. So good afternoon to everyone. My name is Chuan Zhen, or you can call me Chuan. I've prepared some slides, so let's go along and I'll tell you my whole progress on this whole journey of me being in PHS. So the next slide. Okay, so like Dr. Maisha just mentioned, I'm currently doing my intern at Abbott Manufacturing Singapore, and it's quite fun there. Later I'll share more about it on a later slide. Moving on. So to start my journey, I'll tell you why I joined PHS. So next slide, please. Okay. So after secondary school exams, I know I wanted to study in Poly. I know Polytechnic is a place that I want to be because in a Polytechnic, I feel I can develop holistically. The next question I had in mind was which course did I want to take? So looking at two factors, one which was what is my strength, and the second one is what is my interest. So for strength, I know that I wanted a science-based course. That was something that I excelled in primary school and also in secondary school. And as for my interest, helping others is something that I find I'm passionate about. And so this narrowed me down to pharmaceutical science here in TP. Moving on. So how did these 2.5 years in TP PHS help me? So next slide, please. So as mentioned by Dr. Maisha just now, pharmaceutical science is quite a broad course. There's a broad range of subjects, ranging from chemistry to biology to pharmacology. So the broad range of subjects really helped me to find my purpose and really helped me find which type of science I really liked it. I really like. And thankfully for that, right, with the newfound sense of purpose, I know what I want in life, and then I can steer my direction and my time and effort towards achieving my goals and dreams. Yeah. Moving on to the next slide. So besides the academic development here in TP, TP also offers a lot of CCAs and just a variety of CCAs that I'm sure if you join TP, you will be able to find one CCA for yourself. Yeah, moving on to the next slide. So these are some activities which I was involved in. So like mentioned by Dr. Maisha, I'm active in sports club. This year we managed to organize a virtual run in spite of the COVID-19 situation. Also, the TP PHS course also offers some opportunities for students to develop themselves. In the second image, you can see it's the Assisi Hospice Fund Day. So a group of PHS students went there to help out, and then we really enjoyed ourselves there. Yeah. And TP also have CCAs like sports, arts, and for myself, I joined judo. But if you have passion in other areas such as basketball, Chinese orchestra, band, TP also has those CCAs for you. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Okay, so now I'll be sharing my internship experience. So just to refresh, I'm interning at Abbott Manufacturing Singapore, and going over there, I realized that TP actually has well prepared me for the internship experience. Ranging from like subjects like good manufacturing practice, I really see it being applied in my workplace environment. If let's say like a label of the milk powder is not fully compliant with GMP, they will take it back and then they will do the corrections for it. I also see good document practice being done. There's a whole range of guidelines that I need to read through first before I can do documentation. Yeah, and also like mentioned by Chihoff, the TP has really prepared the transferable skills for interns and for students, of course. I really appreciated the career readiness and then also the lead subjects, which really teach me how to present myself in a workplace environment, how can I carry myself, and then also how to write resumes, and also how to do presentations even. Yeah, so these are skills that are transferable, and are very good in a workplace environment. Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah, this is a photo of me at Abbott Manufacturing Singapore. You can see that I am having a lot of fun. Moving on. Okay, so coming to my last slide. So what do I plan to do after graduation? So I'm looking really at developing myself even more. Of course, I have to attend NS next year, and I view that as another stepping stone to improve and develop myself. Yeah. Also, I'm planning to go university and also develop myself in small bits along the way, such as going for small courses or even through LinkedIn Learning to really develop myself more. Yeah. So I think that's my presentation. Probably I can go for the Q&A. Yeah. So I'll just address this question that popped up. So the question is, can students who specialize into
I think we'll have the Q&A in a while. Okay. Yeah. So thank you, Chuan, so much for your interesting sharing. So again, I think you have emphasized some of the subjects that have helped you in your internship. And again, for the students in Temasek Poly, all our students will have to do a series of subjects which we call the TP fundamental subjects. So those subjects are very important in developing the soft skills of our students, such as the leadership qualities, the resilience, and also problem-solving skills. So all these are very important in making sure that our graduates are workforce ready when they graduate from the diploma course. All right, so once again, I would like to thank all our speakers for their sharing. So we'll move on to the Q&A segment. So remember to post questions on the Q&A platform, and our speakers will be very happy to answer your questions. Okay, so while we wait for the questions to stream in, let me briefly share about the pharmacy practice elective cluster. So earlier you heard Chuan Chen share about the biologics and pharmaceuticals elective cluster. So the pharmacy practice elective cluster, you will learn is the other aspect of is the other elective cluster in the pharmaceutical science course. And in this elective cluster, students will learn the knowledge, communication, and facilitation skills to promote medication adherence, use of health screening and monitoring devices, as well as lifestyle modification for health and disease management. Students will also learn about laws governing all aspects of governing all aspects of medicines, and also the basic operations of hospitals and retail pharmacies. So in these elective clusters, our students will get the opportunity to carry out their internship in the retail or the hospital pharmacy, as well as work in the pharmaceutical sales and marketing. Okay, so do visit our website to find out more. Okay, so maybe we can now look at the Q&A questions. So I think we are still waiting for the questions to come in. Okay, yeah. So the first question, can students who specialize into pharmacy practice also apply for manufacturing jobs such as those in pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical companies? So for this question, I would say yes, because I think just now Chuan Chen also mentioned in his presentation that and I also earlier mentioned at the beginning of the webinar that our course is a broad-based curriculum. So in year 1 and year 2, our students are exposed to both aspects of the pharmaceutical industry. Students are exposed to the clinical aspect where they learn about pharmacy practice related subjects, but they also learned subjects related to drug manufacturing as well as drug testing. So even though in year 3 they may choose the pharmacy practice aspect, they still have the knowledge and skills learned in their year 1 and year 2 modules, which will allow them to have the skill set to work in the pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical companies. Yeah. So maybe is there a next question? There are students who choose to study physics in secondary school, so will there be any extra help provided for those students who have difficulty studying the foundation of biology in year 1? So we do have quite a number of students who join the diploma course without biology background. So I have to say in year one, students will learn the foundation subjects such as human anatomy, as well as cell biology. So all these subjects, aims to train our students or to build our students' foundation in biology. No doubt, compared to if you have some biology background in, say, secondary school, that would be helpful. But students without biology background, in the first year, they may have to maybe study a little bit, harder, but they will still be able to catch up because the subjects like human anatomy, cell biology will be the foundation subjects that will help to build their foundation in year one. Maybe at this point, I also can ask Chuan Chen to maybe share your point on this. Do you have anything you want to add on about on this question?
Yeah, so I took physics and chemistry back in secondary school. So coming into poly and facing biology, right? At first, it is kind of new to me, and I did face a bit of struggle. But I think with the correct attitude and the correct work style, you have for yourself to say, I want to master this subject, and I'll get good at this subject, biology, for example. You will no doubt do well, and you can also reach out to your lecturers to seek help if you are struggling in a few areas in biology, for example. Yeah, I think no matter what, I think with the determination in you, you will be able to do well for biology. Yep.
Thank you, Chuan Chen. Maybe you can look at the next question. Is communication skills important to be a pharmacist? I'm a very shy person. Is it possible to work as a background person? Perhaps Mr. Rosales, would you like to weigh in on this question? Sorry, Mr. Rosales. Okay, maybe. So sorry, I think there was a little bit of mixed up. Yeah, maybe Roman can take the question first, and then later we can also ask Chihoff to weigh in on this question as well.
Yeah, sure. So communication skills is a very vital part of being a pharmacist because you have to face all the customers and the patients day in and day out, and you have to make sure that they are able to use the medicines properly. They are able to you are able to assess them properly, but you don't have to worry because these will take some time. I do know of some of my colleagues who are very shy. They generally don't like that. They don't like to talk to a lot of people, but because of the job, so it forces you to step out, talk to the customers and the patients, but this will come in together with your experience. So at the initial stage, definitely you will want to, you'll be very scared or very nervous, but after a while, once you already know how to do things systematically, how you do your assessment, how you do your counseling systematically, all these will just come to you naturally. So and if you're looking at working as a background person, yes, initially you will probably be helping to support the pharmacist or support your fellow technician. But after a while, they will push you to be upfront, and it's actually good because and eventually your own clinical skills as well.
Thank you so much, Roman. Perhaps Chihoff, would you like to also weigh in on this weigh in on this question? I'm so sorry.
Okay, sure. Certainly, we have very shy pharmacy technician as well. So to answer your question as a pharmacist, right, the only background pharmacist is a drug information pharmacist. And sorry to say that communication still, as what Mr. Rowan has mentioned, it is very vital at being a pharmacist or in whichever career. Because as a background pharmacist, you still need to answer phone calls and communicate very effectively with doctors to answer their inquiries. And there are times whereby a sales rep from a drug company would like to push their product and list it in our hospital formulary. the drug information pharmacist has to be there to evaluate why and justify why should we list that product into our hospital formulary and justify with the doctor as well. So yes, communication skills is very important even as a background person. Yeah.
Thank you, Roman and Chiho for this question. I believe communication skill is something that we can develop. And in TP, we in our TP fundamental subjects, we have a series of communication skills, that teach you how to communicate effectively, how to perform, do persuasion, communication, and also in our pharmacy practice modules. Our students will get to do a lot of role playing. That will definitely help to build our students' confidence and also communication skills, because they are not just communicating with any other person, but they communicate a lot with patients. So this is something that you will get to look forward to learn in the course. Okay, so next question. Oh, what is the career progression for pharmacy technicians in retail pharmacy in Singapore? Perhaps Mr. Rosales would like to take on this question.
All right. So for career progression wise, first you start off as a pharmacy technician. So once you have developed all the skills that are necessary, projects, different roles, depending on what you are interested in, and then after that you may be promoted to a senior pharmacy technician. But it doesn't just stop there. You may, especially in terms of Guardian, we do have different routes for our pharmacy technicians. So for example, if you are interested more in the operations, you can do more on running the store. So be more of like an assistant store manager, a store manager. You can become an area manager after that. So that will be more towards the operations. But if you decide to stay on more as a PT, then you can become a pharmacy practice executive, a senior pharmacy practice executive, dealing more with projects, or maybe supervise your fellow PTs. And also, but given that our company, for example, is very big, we do have options for our PTs to join maybe merchandise and do more buying for the for Guardian, or maybe more on supply chain, things like that. So the options are quite a few as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rosales, for sharing the wide range of opportunities available for the pharmacy technicians in the retail pharmacy. Is there a next question? How is Polylife? Is the course heavy load? Need to remember all medicine names and function. How do you master it? Perhaps Chuan Zhen, who is currently in the midst of Polylife, would you like to answer this question? Chuan Zhen.
Okay, so wait, let me break down this question. There's 4 questions. So how is Polylife? Is the course load heavy? And do I need to remember all the medicine names and function? And how did I master it? Okay, I'll break them. I'll go one question by one question. So the first question, how is Polylife? I think Polylife can be as exciting and can be as boring as you choose to be. So if let's say you want it to be quite exciting, right? Involve yourself in the wide range of student development activities. That way, I think your poly life can be enriching as well as fun at the same time. Yeah, that's what motivated me to enroll into all the activities mentioned in my presentation. Okay, moving on to the next question. Is the course load heavy? In relative terms, right? In relative terms, I would say the course load is manageable. Yeah, there's always lecturers helping you out. So I think once you plan your time wisely, you will be able to digest all the knowledge in this course. Yeah. Do I need to remember all the medicine names and function? okay, when I see the word all here, right, we do not need to remember all the medicine in the whole world. There's a selected list of medication that we have to learn about, and with the with how the course is structured, there are different there's like level 1, level 2, level 3 kind of system to make sure that you can understand these medicines, and then later on, probably in your internship or wherever you go, you'll be able to pick up a box of that medication you learn and be able to understand what it does. Yeah. Okay, so the last question, how to master the Polylife. Okay, I won't say master. I think it's very hard to master Polylife, but I think what I can do here is give you some tips. Okay, so the number one tip is always be willing to communicate with your lecturers. If you face any struggles, you face any um, difficulties you have, be it academics or let's say in life, know a way that you are comfortable with in communicating with your lecturer, be it email, sometimes also through WhatsApp is possible, or if you see them along the corridors of the school, probably now it's quite hard because it's COVID. There's still this safety measures, but if you do see them, yeah, you can always reach out to them. And then another tip probably is make friends. Definitely make friends here in Poly. Friends are always there to help you and would allow you to. It's easier to do things together as a group rather than do it individually. Let's say, for example, the previous question, like you yourself don't have a biology background, but your friend may have a biology background. Through peer teaching or something like that, both of you can actually overcome the obstacles of biology together, and then you'll be, in a sense, mastering that subject, yeah, and having an easier life and a better life in poly, yeah. Yeah. So that's all I have for these questions. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chuan. Perhaps, Chief Hoff, would you like to also share how you, at this point now that you're working in a hospital, do you have to memorize or remember all the medicine names?
No.
Is there any tips?
Okay, I struggled back then. I really struggled, and thankfully we have a lot of like caring tutor and lecturer. And would like to add on to the previous question, right? Not to worry if you don't have certain knowledge in certain subject, like you do not take bio or you only take physics, you do not take any chemistry. Not to worry, our tutors and lecturers are all very nice. They will not skip any part of the lecture. They will really go through every single details until we got it. Even if you didn't manage to master it, never mind. After the lesson, if you have a free time, you can stay back and always ask questions. They're always there for you. Okay, and then like Chanjan mentioned, if you have academically problem or personal life problem, they're always there. I've hit my version of rock bottom. I've been there, so I do very well now, so not to worry. How's Polylife? I happen to be the one that's very boring. I like Chanjan very active, go through go for arrangement activities all the time. Because I am Malaysian, I need to work part-time to support myself here lah. So my Polylife was okay, wasn't too boring. Is the course heavy load? Manageable. Remember all medicine's name? Like what Chanjan shared earlier on, break into 3 levels, and it's very smart because at the end of the poly, right, even some of my friends who are still doing uni, right, they lose touch on this subject, they still remember. So it's very smart. And then when you join as a full-time pharmacy technician in a hospital or retail settings, right, you'll realize there's only this much of medicines that's being covered in school. There are many more, a lot of medicines, and every day there are new drugs being developed. So you wouldn't finish to memorize one. And I think it's okay. How do I master it? Thinking back and reflecting, being in a Polylife, I feel that if I were to redo everything over again, I would learn how to manage my time properly. Which is very important. You can still go ahead, have your time making friends, join CCA and studies. But if you do not manage your time very well and very wisely, you struggle like me. Yeah.
Thank you, Chihoff. There a next question? What is the starting pay for diploma, pharmtech, and pharmacy degree? So I suppose it's after graduation, the pharmtech salary, and I suppose the starting salary for a pharmacist. Maybe Mr. Rosales, can you advise us on this question?
All right. So in terms of the starting pay, for the pharmacy technicians, if you join us as soon after you finish your poly studies, your diploma studies, the starting pay for a PT, which is a very junior, would probably be in the range of between 2,000 to 2,400. Yeah, I'm not so sure because this one varies per institution. And so this would be a rough gauge of what the starting pay is like for a fresh diploma graduate joining as a new pharmacy technician. As for a pharmacy degree holder, once you finish your pharmacy studies, you would have to go through the pre-registration training. And the pre-registration training does not give you the same starting pay as would probably be much lower. But as for starting pay for pharmacists, if I'm not wrong, I mean, I've been around for quite a while, so I'm not so sure what the starting pay is, but it would be in the range of around 3,500, around there for a starting pay. But of course, for degree holders, there will be a difference in terms of the degree that you get, whether you have the honors degree and so on. So there might be slight differences in terms of the starting pay.
Thank you, Mr. Rosales. I think we still have time for maybe a couple of more questions. Is there another question? When choosing which elective cluster to specialize in year 3, does your GPA or academic performance play a part in choosing which elective? Or does it strongly depend on the interest? Okay, so I'll take this question. So for elective cluster, it's based on students' interest. So like I say, in year 1 and year 2, students will be exposed to both aspects of the course. So depending on their interest, after year 1 and year 2, they may realize that, they kind of like the pharmacy practice aspect, then they can choose pharmacy practice elective cluster. Or if they like the more lab or manufacturing aspect, they can then choose the pharmaceuticals and biologics elective cluster. Okay, so it's not based on GPA or academic performance, but I have to say, because the elective cluster is tied to the internship, meaning if you is in the pharmacy practice elective cluster, then you will be doing your internship in the say pharmacy. Okay, so there is a certain number of placements available for each elective cluster. Okay, so there is a selection process, which is students will get to go online onto a system to basically indicate their preference. Okay, yeah. So I hope I answered this question. Is there another one question? Okay. So I suppose that's all all the questions that we have today. So once again, I would like to thank all our speakers for spending their time with us today. I hope everybody found this webinar very informative, and you know much, a lot more about the course. So we can't answer all your queries, but I hope the chat session can give you some idea of the career progressions, as well as what are some of the modules that you'll be doing as a student in the Diploma in Pharmaceutical Science course. Okay, so we have our open house coming up in January. So please do, watch out for information regarding our open house and join us. You can also find out more information in our TP website. So we also hope that we hope to improve our future session. So please do give us your feedback by scanning this QR code here, so that we can work on improve our future sessions. Thank you so much once again for spending your hour with us, and we hope you have a good good week ahead. Thank you, everyone.